family, welcome to today's session of the online pregnancy school. If you are joining us for the first time today, you are most welcome. On this channel, we talk about the family, reproduction, pregnancy, delivery, and childcare. My name is Dr. Linda Vanotu, and it is always a pleasure to have you join me on the online pregnancy school. You know, pregnancy can be a challenging time for a lot of women, but after delivery can also be a challenging time, especially if you don't know what to do. You'll be overwhelmed by the care that you have to give to your child, yourself, a whole lot of things that can happen to you. So today we are going to look at, after the woman has delivered, some of the things that she can do to help her to recover quickly and also stay healthy. Invite somebody, subscribe if you haven't done that, and remember to turn on the notification bell. Call someone, please copy that link and share with others. Invite them to join. Even if you are a young lady or a young man, not yet married, these sessions are very good for you because pregnancy can be joyful. But if you don't have the right knowledge, you might be overwhelmed by some of the things that you see. We have had many sessions, over 100 videos. So I invite you to subscribe and go back and listen to them from the beginning till now. And if you have any comments, please share with us in the comment section. And remember to give us thumbs up. I'm sure you will do that. So today we are going to look at what the woman can do after she has delivered to recover and stay well and healthy, because it's a very important time after the woman has delivered. So immediately after delivery, up to about 6 weeks, what happens? A lot of women have a lot to do because now they are taking care of this baby and taking care of themselves. And within this time, the body tries to go back to its pre-pregnancy state. So you find that she would lose some weight, the face that became puffy, the hands, the feet would now start to go back. And also, most importantly, the uterus, that is the womb inside which the baby and the placenta and water were, would now start going back. So by the end of 6 weeks, a lot of things would have happened. But what can she do immediately after delivery to be able to go through this phase successfully? That is what we want to talk about today. Now, one of the things that women see after they have delivered is the blood that comes out. We call it the lochia. Now, from the beginning, after she has delivered, from that time, you see that it will be red blood, a little darker, but looks like the woman is having her period, although it may be more than her normal periods. So that is one of the things that you see immediately after delivery. Now, this, as the days go by, should reduce in quantity. By the end of about 2 weeks, you find that the color is changing, the quantity, that's the amount that comes out, is changing. So if she's using pad, you find that the pad doesn't soak so much like the first day. The first day she might change pads very, very often, each of them soaked. But as the days go by, this reduces in quantity and also in color. Now, for some people, it will go up to about 4 to 6 weeks before they see this observable change. If it happens that you continue to see bright red blood going on from 1 week to the other, 1 week to the other, please do not stay at home. Go back to the hospital. It might be that there is some product left in the uterus that has to come out. So if you go to the hospital, it will be checked out for you. Even if you had a cesarean section, it's important to note the bleeding after delivery. Within 6 weeks, how is it looking like? Again, it should not smell. It shouldn't be offensive, what we call offensive. And it shouldn't be like pus, or it should not be something that when you look at, you realize that this is not right. So please, if you have delivered, make sure that you look at the blood that comes out over the 4 to 6 weeks after delivery. If you see any change, if you find that it is becoming more red, or now it smells bad, please go to the hospital. Now, in some places, what happens is that when the woman delivers, they push the pad inside just to soak the blood. Some people have gone home without knowing that this is there. Yes, it can happen. So please, before you go home from the hospital, make sure that there is nothing inside. Nothing has been pushed inside the vagina. Any pad that you use must be in the panty. And even when you go home, it is not advisable to push tampons and the rest inside the vagina, because after delivery, there's this open space. You can easily introduce infection. And so it's not advisable to do that. So please make sure that you note this and you do not do that. If you are listening to me and you know somebody who is pregnant, please let the person be aware of this, that after delivery, they should not be putting anything into the vagina, because that can introduce infection, which can travel up into the uterus, and it will not be good for this mother. Now, there are some practices that take place that we have to be aware of when women have delivered. Some of them are that after delivery, they ask them to sit on warm water. So you put this warm water into a container and then put it inside the toilet bowl and sit on it. Now, for some people, they also sit in warm water, which we call the sit bath. That helps because you have blood flowing into the perineal area, that is the lower part of this woman, and that can help with healing, especially if there were some tears. You know, sometimes people, when they deliver, they have these small tears there that can be painful. Or maybe during pregnancy, this woman had constipation or had hemorrhoids or piles, as people call it, and therefore there's pain. So when she's sitting this, that can be helpful. But please don't make the water so hot that you will burn yourself. And if you had a cut, what we call episiotomy, which was sutured, please ask the midwife when you are going home whether you can do this. So though it can be a harmless practice, it's also important that we take care what we do. In some other cultures, they are encouraged, they have certain foods that they eat, which help them to produce a lot of milk. This is natural. It is natural. Some of them are spices that people use for their food, and they have observed that this is what happens when they eat them. That is okay, so you can eat that. And also for some people, after they have delivered, they want to give themselves enema. It's important that anything that you do, you seek counsel from your midwife or from the doctor. So if they tell you that this is okay, then you can use it. If it is that you want the thing to be done at home without asking anybody at the hospital, please make sure that you talk to people who know about that particular herb that you want to use before you use it. Don't just take it from anybody and start using it. It is very, very important. But if there's nothing wrong with you and you are just wanting to do something, please also be careful. If you don't have any constipation, if you don't have any problem, then please be careful about the enema, and please seek counsel before you do that. It's very important that we do that. Now, when you deliver at the hospital, in order to get the uterus to contract, to seal the open vessels, blood vessels that are there, and prevent you from bleeding, you find that the midwives or the doctors will massage the uterus. They do this usually at the top, which is called the fundus. So they do this fundal massage, and it is a gentle thing. They have a way of doing it. In some places, people want to do this at home. Please, if you want to do anything at home, be careful. There's no need to just push or poke your hand into the woman's abdomen to try and get the uterus to contract. It will take a while for the uterus to go back to the size that it was before the baby came in. So please be careful. It is a gentle rub on the tummy, a very gentle one, very, very gentle. And because it started at the hospital, and if nothing is happening, it means that it has been done for you. But at home, if you feel like you want to do that, please just do it gently. And also remember that during pregnancy, the uterus actually became very big. Sometimes it's related to the size of a watermelon. And after the baby is out, this uterus has to go back. It will not go back in a day. So you don't have to force for it to go back in a day. If you are at home, you want to massage your tummy, please do that gently. But anything that you want to do, please seek counsel from the health provider. Now, when we come to eating, during pregnancy, you find that some people are concerned about the baby. But after you have delivered, you have to be concerned about yourself and the baby as well, because you are going to breastfeed and you have to produce milk. That is why your food after delivery should be as nutritious as when you were pregnant. So you have to make sure that your food is balanced. So you have the right amount of carbohydrates and proteins and fats and oils. And because you want to stay healthy, it's advisable that you use foods that are as natural as possible. You can eat the brown rice, which will help you to pass stools softly and frequently, instead of using processed foods. It's important to eat as much greens and vegetables as possible, because all these have the vitamins and the antioxidants and the strength that you need to be able to take care of yourself and take care of your child. You will get from this. So make sure that you eat these greens and vegetables. Now, for carbohydrates, they are needed for you to have the energy to produce the milk. In some cultures, I know that when women deliver, they have special foods that they prepare for them. For example, they use the maize to prepare something like porridge and add a bit of palm oil for the pregnant women after they have delivered to eat. And that is helpful because it's natural and it has the right carbohydrate, it has the right oil to help you to produce enough milk whilst you also stay healthy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have just joined me, today I'm talking about what we can do after we have delivered to recover quickly and stay healthy. My name is Dr. Linda Vanutu, and if you haven't done that, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell. And remember to share as widely as you can with friends and family. Please do that. Now, whole grains are good for you. For example, barley, oatmeal, millet, instead of the simple ones like the sugar things. Please avoid those refined foods. Eat these ones because we want you to recover quickly, we want you to stay healthy, and also enjoy the interaction between you and your baby. And for the proteins, you need the proteins for your own bodybuilding and also to have enough calcium, because when you were pregnant, you were given some tablets and took some multivitamins with calcium and the rest. After you have delivered, you still need that, and you can get some of these from dairy products. So if you can tolerate it, that is a good source for you, and that is why you have to also include these greens in your food. So if you are a vegan, if you do not eat meat, please continue to eat these greens and add some pulses and some beans to the foods that you eat. Those will be very, very good for you as you continue to take care of yourself and you also feed your baby. Now, it's important to include as much water in your diet or your nutrient as possible. And for some people, they find it very difficult to drink water unless they are thirsty. But there are a lot of things that you can do. If you are somewhere that we have coconut, we have fresh coconuts that has very wonderful juice in it. So you can have that. Or you can have your water and flavor it a little bit with either lemon or ginger, something very, very simple. Lemon, which is always available, ginger, which is always available, so that you can drink. But it's also good to drink plain water. So please, if you are at home, you have delivered, make sure that you put it on your plan that today I am going to take about 3 liters of water, because you are breastfeeding. You need the water for your blood to flow well and also to produce enough breast milk. And also it helps you to stay well, because then you don't feel tired. So please make sure that you do that. We have shared in the past some ways of preparing some of these things, and going forward we'll be sharing more with you as to some of the simple things you can prepare at home. If you have a juicer at home, you can use that to juice some of the fruits and then drink that. That if it's challenging for you, you can do that. But please, whatever you do, add water to the food that you eat in the day. Please do that. And there's also one good thing that you can do to get more fluids into your system, and that is to prepare simple soups. Very, very simple soup that you can prepare at home. You can keep not too much so that it stays for too long, but you can prepare and be drinking that in addition to the food that you eat. So you can have this broth, and one of the good ones that you can use is the bone broth, which you can prepare yourself at home. You can buy the bones with some meat on it, a little bit of meat on it, and cook it. But the only thing is that you have to cook it for a very long time. Going forward, we might share with you one of the ways you can do this, but you can prepare this bone broth and drink that. It will help you to get the protein. It will help you to get a whole lot of things, including calcium and very, very good immune boosters in there, as well as having some fluids in your system. So it is a very good thing which you can add to your daily foods. And of course, you can also have the smoothies. If it's challenging for you to just take a fruit and eat, you can turn it into a smoothie, and you can vary that based on what is available to you in your local area. Just put 1 or 2 together and you have a good smoothie which you can enjoy for the day. So now we are talking about after you have delivered, what can you do for you to stay healthy and recover quickly? So it's important that we have a good balanced diet. Some people also want to add some multivitamins, but whatever you do, please make sure that you ask either the pharmacist or the doctor about what you can do. Now, when it comes to the fats that we eat, it's also good that we have fatty fish. We have the salmon, we have tuna, we have the pollock and others, which are good because they contain omega-3 oils. So if you are in an area, you can look at what is available. Please, as much as possible, do not fret yourself. Just look at what is available and use that. And in cooking, different places have different oils. But if you have access to some of them, like olive oil or coconut oil, or even palm kernel oil and palm oil, you can use this in cooking. But make sure that you do not put that on fire till everything is gone out of it. Please let the heat be low or medium so that it can stay and you don't get it out. Palm oil has a lot of vitamin E and antioxidants and helps with immunity. So it's a very good thing that can be used. In most of the places that I come from, in Ghana, we have a lot of palm oil. Sometimes they just keep them in an awkward way in the sun for so long. But if not, and you have access to the ones that are good, then please, you can use them. Like I said, you can even use the maize to prepare something like porridge and add a bit of palm oil to that and spice it a little with some ginger, and that will be good for you to have as a meal or a snack for yourself. So please do that. Now, another thing that you can do after you have delivered is to have exercises. And you can have general exercises. They can be very simple aerobics. Do not start immediately after delivery with these strenuous exercises that will let you feel dizzy. No, because we have discussed already that when you deliver, the baby may not be sleeping in the night. So you may not have enough sleep at night. So when you wake up in the morning, please check it. Listen to yourself, listen to your body. And when you feel strong enough, do the minimum that you can do. One of them is just walking. If you have stairs, you can go up and down the stairs. If you have a compound, you can walk around the compound. Do the barest minimum, but be active. That is what we want you to note, that please be active. There are also exercises that are done for the pelvic area. And the pelvis is where, because of the pregnancy, that side, the muscles relax for the pregnancy to grow and also for the baby to come out. So after that, we have exercises that are done. You can squeeze your buttock, release, squeeze and release. And we also have physical therapists that can teach you some of the exercises that you can do for your pelvis. But for some of you, I'm sure you had the exercise ball that you could sit on and roll around and move from side to side and all that, just to exercise the pelvis. So we can have pelvic exercises as well, just to help you. And then another thing you can do is to practice breathing in and out. So you breathe in with your mouth closed, and then you breathe out with your mouth open. Whilst you are doing that, you can just lift your toes. So you just stand on your toes and then breathe in, and as you breathe out, you bring your feet down. So that's another thing that you can do, which you can do in your room, or if you want to stand outside and do it, you can do that. So that is very, very important. Now, another area that you have to exercise is your mental state. And that means that you have to just think about this baby, think about the fact that you have had a child, and accept that I have had a child. My life will be different from the beginning. As the child grows, you get more accustomed to that. But from the beginning, it's important that you do that. So mentally, you have to position yourself to take that responsibility. And we shared with you in the 4th trimester that it's important to plan for that time so that you have somebody who can help you. So you don't get so overwhelmed that you break down, because this child needs you. So if you break down, what are you going to do? And it would also delay your general healing. So please, as you exercise your body physically, exercise your mental state as well. And that means that you can be looking at different things. I'm a Christian, so we can have the Bible. You can have passages in the Bible that will help you to relax. You can listen to music. You can have chats with people. You can watch programs on TV. You can do different things that will help you to overcome that state. So I hope you do that. In another video, we'll talk about anxiety after the woman has delivered. There are so many things that can happen. Now, one key thing that we want to draw your attention to is about abstaining from sex after you have delivered. The woman has to heal. The uterus is going back to normal. She may not have started having her periods. So it's important that at least, for some people, they have some cultures that when the women deliver, they move away to stay with somebody else to help. And they can be away for about 3 months or 6 months, which is enough time for her to recover. But it is said that about 6 weeks, when things have generally gone back to normal, it's enough for you. But before then, it's advised that you do not have sex. It's very important because there are several things that can happen. One of them is that you can have infection. Another one is that you can even become pregnant. Some people have gone on maternity leave and resumed with another pregnancy. So for some people, you find that the difference between 2 children is actually less than 1 year, which means that they became pregnant very early after pregnancy, and that is a toll on the woman. So please make sure that you do that, and which means that before you go home, you can have a chat with your midwife about spacing your birth. And that means your husband and yourself can talk to the midwife, and that will be helpful for you. Or you can plan and go to the hospital after you have gone home to have a discussion with the midwife. That is very important. Another good thing that you have to do for you to recover after you have delivered is rest. Please take time to rest. It can be very challenging. So please take time to rest. And we discussed a bit of that in the 4th trimester. And that means that you have to fashion your sleep time and rest time around the baby's time and the chores that you have to do at home, or if you have other children. So please do it in such a way that you will have time for yourself also, and you don't have to struggle to sleep. Because if you don't sleep well at night and you don't sleep in the afternoon, it can have a toll on you, and you will not even enjoy your pregnancy, and maybe you even become angry or you become depressed because you are not having enough time for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need help, call for help. It is important that you call for help. There are people who do that. They support people for this period after they have delivered. So call for help, or if you have a family member that can help you, that would also be good, so that the two of you, you and your husband, can enjoy this baby after the baby has been born. Now, after doing all this, it's also important that you have a medical checkup. If you go home and even it's within 24 hours and you feel that there's something wrong, please go back to the hospital. Otherwise, based on the country's policy, they have times that they review mothers after they have delivered. But some of them, they see them within the first week, others 2 weeks, others 1 month. So depending on what it is, please stick to that. The other thing you can do is to book an appointment so that as you send your baby for checkup, you also have a checkup. Then you make the trip once. That is good, because we send babies for vaccination. So if that is possible for you, do that so you can have the two of you examined. But please make sure that you go for checkup within the week, within a month, within 6 weeks before you say that I am okay. And if you have any concern, even if you went today and tomorrow you find that there's something wrong, don't hesitate. Please go to the hospital as quickly as possible. So viewers, family, today I have shared with you some of the things that women can do after they have delivered to recover and stay healthy. We need the men to support them. Please, if your wife comes home with a baby, note that this is a special time for both of you and also for the baby. So support her as much as possible and let her enjoy this time when she has brought a wonderful gift home. Please share with friends and family, and if you haven't done that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell once you give us thumbs up. I hope you have enjoyed the session. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.